And we're back. So welcome back to a different kind of video. This isn't really a day in the life or a vlog. This is a different type of video what answers a question that people ask me a lot, which is about supplements. So here's my 5 go-to supplements that I take everywhere with me, no matter where we go. Before I start about my 5 favourite ones, I'm not a professional, I'm not an expert, I'm not a medical doctor, so do your own research if you do fancy trying one. These are 5 that work for me out of the multiple I have tried. So it is trial and error, finding what works for you. What I do notice with these 5, they help life and performance, whatever exercise I'm doing really. So starting off with number 1, which is caffeine. So what caffeine actually does, it doesn't just wake you up, it stims the brain and the nervous system. So when it gives you that stim, obviously you do feel more awake, because that's what that stimulation allows you to feel. Obviously caffeine can be found in many forms. The biggest one is coffee, like I have here, but it can be found in tea and different types of tablets. My intake personally is around 2 to 3 espressos or different types of coffee throughout the day. So that's in and around 210, like give or take, depends where the coffee comes from, milligrams of caffeine. I never ever take it before an hour and a half of waking up, and I never really take it after midday. First of all, you don't really need caffeine as soon as you wake up. You need to let your cortisol settle before you give it a block, which that's what caffeine does. Obviously, like everything, it has its side effects. Caffeine can cause you not to sleep, but I've never really experienced that after not having it from midday. Another side effect, it can dehydrate you. So moving on to number 2, to help with that dehydration, we have electrolytes. So electrolytes, what is it? Well, it's mainly sodium. So what sodium does, it helps you hydrate. Even though you might think you drink a lot of water, you probably will still be dehydrated. So that's the help of sodium. My personal intake for sodium depends on the amount of exercise I've done throughout the day. But daily, I always have a scoop, 1 gram of the bulk, which is 250 milligrams of sodium. I have that as soon as I wake up. But if I'm doing a more endurance ride, I might have 2 to 3 scoops to replace all that salt I've sweated out. Obviously, it comes in many forms. Many forms can be table salt, but just be careful with your table salt. Always choose rock salt instead. Many forms, a lot of people use the tablets because they're nice and easy, but I just use this into a cup of water in the morning. Salt, like I said, people get scared of salt, but the only one you should be scared of is sugar. If you have too much salt, all you'll do is go to the toilet more. If you have too much sugar, it will store inside you and your body doesn't know what to do with it unless you're using it for exercise. Side effects, there's not many really that I have researched or come across in myself, other than going to the toilet a bit more. Third of all, the most researched one, creatine. So what is creatine? It is one of the most researched supplements on the planet, and still people don't take it. Creatine is most found in your muscle, and what it does, it creates quick bursts of energy and increases your strength. So in theory, it holds some water in your muscles, which in theory helps you exercise for longer periods and might make you lift heavier. What I found, I recover a lot quicker from doing short bursts on the bike or running, so your high intensity efforts. My intake, I don't load it, I always stay on this, just like electrolytes. I have 5 grams every day. People do load it for different types of events, but personally, 5 grams daily, religiously. Side effects, it might make you gain a bit of weight, 1 or 2 kilograms of water, but that is nothing to be scared of because it helps you massively during the exercise. Can cause diarrhea if you actually load it too much or give you an upset stomach, which is the same. But there are a couple of side effects that I've never really come across other than gaining a kilogram of water. 4th, we have beta Aline. What it is, it's a non-essential amino acid that creates naturally in the body, but it aids the production of carnosine, which plays a huge role in muscle endurance. What it does really is stops the lactate building up in your muscle during high intensity exercise, and that's why I take it. You can go do them short, fast efforts for longer without that lactate building up in your legs. My intake sometimes varies. In a hard week of training, but I'll take 4 grams to 5 grams daily. Leading up to a race, I might load it ever so slightly a bit more 2 to 3 days before the event and have it on the day of the event as well. You can find it in a lot of protein meat like chicken, turkey, beef, and a bit of seafood. Side effects, this is one I have experienced and I kind of like it, bit of a tingling sensation. Maybe an hour or 2 after, or when you're on the bike doing a hard effort. There is a few more, but they just vary on if you have heart conditions, etc. But that's one of the side effects people do commonly report. But I kind of enjoy it. So last, we have energy powder. Bit of a rogue one, but this is massive for me. So energy powder, what is it? It's basically carbs in a powder form. Why am I telling you this? It is so, I couldn't really live without it on the bike. You get, obviously you're gonna take water with you on the bike or maybe a long run. So what's the point in taking food as well when you can put something in that water that you are gonna take that saves more room? Gives you obviously a nice amount of carbs during the exercise to fuel your body. Like this one, has fructose in as well. So 2 types of carbs in one bottle to let your body work and use both of them, because some work for others and some work for different people. Intake with energy powder changes a hell of a lot. It all depends on how much you personally can take and how much you can actually take out in the bottle. This is one of my go-tos for when I'm out on the bike. So I might load 50-60 grams into a bottle, which gives 55-ish grams of carbs. Then that's going to fuel me for however long I drink that. Why I do love it as an intake though, you don't look like a Ninja Turtle when your pockets are all full on the back, full of food, when you can just literally fuel through water. Obviously, different types of forms is different brands, so find one that works for you. There's literally no side effects really, unless you can't digest carbs or one brand doesn't work for you. So just find a brand that works for you, then you shouldn't really have a problem, other than if you have too many carbs you might end up on the toilet. So they're my 5. Like I said, I'm not a professional or a doctor, but these are my go-to. So if you want to try one, go and try one. If it works, try something else. There's different brands out there, so find the one that works for you, and I promise you it will help you in your day-to-day life. Also will help your performance. Until the next one, ciao.